Hey everybody, how's it going? I thought I'd do another guitar review. It's been a while, and I know you guys are usually here for the plugin and mixing stuff. That is primarily what I do on this channel, if you're new to the channel. But we all play guitar, or most of us play guitar, and these are the tools of the trade. It's worth reviewing a guitar like this. This is a Kiesel Aries model. This is pretty much like their flagship, or it was. Some newer models, I think, have taken up the mantle of their flagship model. But yeah, this is their 6-string version, Floyd Rose. I will get into the specs and tell you about my experience. All in all, I love this guitar. Probably one of the best guitars I've ever played and ever owned. But there are some things to consider before you buy one of these, and I'll get into that. So it was about 2023 in the summer, and I was looking for a new Floyd Rose guitar. I did have a Fender black top with a Floyd Rose. It's a great guitar, but yeah, it was time to move on, you know. I started modding it, and I started modding it to death, really, and I thought, well, let's just get a better guitar. I started looking around for Floyd Rose guitars, you know, looking at all the usual guys, your Ibanez, your Schecter, and I just thought, well, I could spend that little bit more, because some of these guitars are like way up past the £1,000 mark, $1,000 mark. I thought, like, let's have a look at what Kiesel can do, because I knew Kiesel at the time were doing, I think, this model for around the $1,500 mark. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was around that mark. And I thought, yeah, let's see what they've got in stock. And they did have some nice stuff in stock, but when you go on the Kiesel site, they do have the builder. It's pretty fun to use and just mess around with, to be honest, and like see what they have. So I got carried away with that, and I thought, yeah, let's just take the plunge and see what I can do. So originally, I did want an Aries. I did want the Floyd on it, and I wanted it 6-string. They were my only specs. And with Kiesel, you can, you know, go pretty crazy with specs. You can get all types of different stuff on it, all the crazy finishes. At first, I just wanted like an all yellow guitar, which I eventually got, but I didn't go for a yellow guitar this time. I tried white, tried a different bunch of colors, but then I thought, let's just get kind of a basic looking guitar that has nice woods on it. And I'm not talking about tone wood. This isn't about the sound of these woods, it's about the way they look. It's the eye candy, basically. And I kind of fell in love with the black limber look. This is black limber. You know, it's really pretty stuff. I mean, it looks fantastic. Even when you have the translucent paint finishes on it, just pops. I also went with black limber for the neck, which I was quite surprised about. I didn't know you could get it on the neck. And I really like that natural wood look, and it's come out really nice. So I bought it off the builder. Didn't talk to anyone, didn't call the guys or anything like that. I bought it off the builder, and it came to about 1,700 English pounds. So it was around the $2,000 mark, $80 shipping at the time. And if it gets shipped to the UK, you have to pay import fees. And they charge you on the base price. So the base price for an Aries, you know, with no frills was like 1,500 at the time. It's more now. The import fees by FedEx, they email you, was 300 quid, which is, you know, quite a bit. I have no idea about the import fees right now, but it is something to consider. Look up those things before you consider buying one of these, because import fees to some countries are insane. So yeah, watch out for that, guys. So it was around 2,000 English pounds to get this to my door, which I think is really reasonable for a custom shop guitar. They call themselves factory direct custom shop, and this is what this is. Yeah, you pick your model, you pick your specs, they make it, and it just turns up. As soon as you place your order, whether it's on the phone or through the builder, they start building it right away. They give you a notification that it's been dispatched, and you know, it turns up, or you got to pay the import fees and it turns up. So I'll just go over the spec, all the stuff I can remember. I can remember pretty much all of it, to be honest. It's a Kiesel Aries model, 6-string, black limber body. There's no black limber top or any wood tops on it. Black limber neck, zebra wood fretboard, which I think just looks cool. I just wanted like super crazy looking wood. Floyd Rose original, it's not a 1000 or anything. This is the German made one. They're now made back in the USA as of this year or last year. Kiesel pickups, these come as standard. You know, you don't have to pay any extra for these. So this is a lithium. This is like a really hot Alnico pickup. Sounds really nice. This is a beryllium, which is like an Alnico 2. It's a little bit sort of backed off, a little bit smoother sounding. 12-inch fretboard radius. And these are Jescar stainless steel frets, jumbos. These are quite tall. They aren't the absolute tallest jumbo frets I've tried. That are like, you know, the frets you get on some Schecters are massive and very tall. These are definitely jumbo, but not the absolute tallest frets you can get. But it still plays like a dream for shredding and chugging, for sure. Inlays, just went with the pearl inlays. Offset to the side, didn't get them staggered. You do get the lumen lay side dots on the side. I haven't gigged this yet. I don't really gig anymore. I gigged a lot about 15, 20 years ago. But this is an absolute workhorse for tracking. I do a lot of tracking on the channel. Yeah, the black limber neck looks really good. It kind of feels porous. It is porous. It's not smooth like maple or walnut. It is kind of porous. There's a few kind of rough spots, but it's not like Wenge where it's like really bumpy. It's just got a couple of rough spots, but I mean, I don't mind that really. It still feels very smooth. And this is a 2-year-old guitar. So it has sort of shined up a little bit and it's, you know, smoothed out a little bit. So there is that to consider. Obviously you've got the locking nut there, Kiesel logo, just standard. Didn't want to get anything fancy for the logo. These are Kiesel locking tuners. They're decent. They're not absolutely incredible like some people make out, but yeah, they're perfectly serviceable, like decent tuners. Had no problems with them. And they're kind of irrelevant, you know, when I've got the Floyd going, because this thing stays in tune so well. And with Kiesels, you get the dual carbon fiber rods in the neck. And the setup, my God, I've played a few Kiesels. My mate has 2. He had a Delos and he had an Aries, like standard fixed bridge ones. And the setups out of the box, guys, the setups on these are insanely good. If you're a shredder, you'll have no problem. And the neck stability is the best I've ever tried. And the way I go on this Floyd, I am absolutely kicking the shit out of it, like constantly. It barely goes out. I mean, we're talking like a fraction on the tuner, and it might go slightly flat, you know, after about a day of absolutely slamming on it. Some of the options, I went with the regular neck profile because my friend's got the thinner neck profile, and I've thought that's a little bit too thin, like ever so slightly too thin. So I went with the regular one, heard good things about it. And this is like just a perfect C-shaped neck. Yeah, it's on the thinner side, but it's not like Ibanez thin or anything, and it's not fat like a Fender. It is on the thinner side, but it's perfect, really. I can't complain. The Zebwood fretboard, the feel of it is very like, I mean, it looks amazing. Seeing it in the camera there. It's very much kind of like rosewood, you know. If you get it, you don't really touch the fretboard. You know, that's not what it's about when you got jumbo frets. I'm sort of flying across it. Yeah, when you do catch it, it kind of feels like rosewood. Yeah. It's fine. I love the pickups. This is an absolute screaming monster, but it's very round in the mids. So if you're playing a lot of lead guitar, it's just really articulate. But it's not shrill or anything. It does have a bit of like treble detail going on, kind of like a JB. But yeah, really like it. And the beryllium, you know, it's a similar sort of thing, but it's just rounder and not quite as crazy sounding. I'm not super fussy when it comes to pickups. If it's got a decent amount of output, a decent amount of clarity, I'm pretty much happy, to be honest. Volume, tone. Weird thing about these is I've noticed this on my friend's guitar, especially his Aries. It feels kind of slightly jank. It's just how it feels to me. This is on multiple guitars I've tried. The volume feels great, super smooth, really nice. 5-way switch. It's got all types of like split coil things going on and different options. As standard, you know, you can call in and get that changed. The Floyd Rose is the Floyd Rose original. If you've ever used one, guys, it's such a massive step up from, say, the Special or other like knockoff Floyd Roses. This is just the best if you're doing crazy dive bombs and all that kind of crazy stuff. This isn't set up to standard E with the strings that came. I think this is 10.5 to 48, and I've got it in D standard. And yeah, absolutely no problems. And I don't think I even needed to adjust the screws that much. It was just a couple of turns just to get it absolutely flush and flat. And yeah, stays in tune like a beast. Right, the back of the guitar, this neck heel, I think last year or this year they changed it to more of a sculpted, like curvy heel that you see on a lot of guitars. It's still got the ferrules. It's very nice, but you know, I don't find this to be bad in any way. I just think they wanted to take the plunge and go for something just even nicer. But this flat area isn't a problem really, because it's nicely sort of sculpted anyway. Nothing gets in my way. It doesn't feel clunky or anything. And the handshake, as Philip McKnight says, is very nice. What else? Reverse headstock. Just, it's the way to go. There's one thing to note, and it's not really a problem, but I did notice it. The headstock angle, whatever this is it like 7 degrees, something like that? You know, it's not as severe as some other guitars, definitely not like a Gibson or anything. But when the strings go across this nut, they are not like sitting on the nut totally flush. You know, it's kind of like sitting up slightly. So when you tune up and you lock the nut, the strings are getting pushed like onto the nut, forced on there, because the strings aren't riding over the nut perfectly. Does that make sense? It's really hard to describe. But once you got it locked and it's tuned, it's fine. Yeah, Kiesel, I've stuck with the traditional truss rod adjustment here, but dudes, like, it's such a stable neck. You know, unless you're putting really thick strings on or really thin strings, you won't need to adjust anything. And yeah, this has come from California. I live in the UK, and the UK is wet and cold. You know, and this neck has not moved. It just hasn't. We had a particularly really dry May this year. It was very dry for about 2.5 weeks, and a few of my guitars, at least a few of them, had fret sprout. The fretboards shrank, which I was expecting. But this one, and a couple of others, including my Harley Benton, were just rock solid. The fretboards didn't shrink. There's no fret sprout after 2 years. There's just absolutely nothing wrong with it. And that's a testament to the way they dry the woods and the way they construct this thing. Okay, the one flaw that I found, only flaw, and this was after about 2 or 3 days of playing, there was a very, very slight, nitpickingly slight, sharp fret on the 3rd fret there, just there. And yeah, I just took my fret file and went, shh, and it was gone. I mean, you know, if Philip McKnight gets his tights out, it would be like a 4.8 out of 5. But everything else, guys, yeah, it's a precision beast. It's amazing. Yeah, believe the hype. Kiesel make great stuff. You know, there's Kiesel horror stories out there, but that is not my experience. I really like this guitar. I was playing it yesterday and it, for a very, very long time, kicking the hell out of it, and it was just a rock solid recording machine. So that's about it, guys. Comment down below, subscribe and all that rubbish. Do you have a Kiesel? Have you ever tried a Kiesel? Like, what do you guys think? You guys overseas, what are your experiences with import fees and delivery and all that? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.